Elon Musk over the weekend decided to put up a poll, which is this is the second time that he's done this, or the third time.
Do we have the other earlier polls? Because apparently,
so the two polls thing was the question about when they should reinstate Binder and those folks. This poll, he actually did only do these two options the first time, so this is the only poll here.
But what was funny about the last time is that he didn't get the answer that he wanted, and when people overwhelmingly voted to reinstate them shortly, redid the poll, still got the answer that he didn't want.
He split the vote originally, saying like they should be reinstated now versus like a day, 7 days, or never.
Right.
And then he didn't like the results on that, and he thought that if he got rid of and got all of them besides the one that said reinstate now against reinstate now, he thought that would overwhelm it.
Yes.
But it didn't actually.
Well, what's interesting, is that he's just obviously using Twitter as a way of showing people that how you ask a question on the polls really matters.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a meta commentary on polling methodology.
I love we get to see a billionaire do his own sort of like trial and error sort of exploration into democracy.
Well, we did that. We saw that with Gates when it came to education. It took like 15, 20 years for us to see that it was as much of a fail as what Elon Musk is doing. Saw it in the context of the vaccinations regime. And, we have, I'm sure that we can come up with more examples of that. But here's Elon Musk.
Posted this poll shortly after, by the way, he was seen
last night
at the World Cup yesterday. Well, it was yesterday, spotted walking in his Zelensky tee, and standing next to Jared Kushner, watching the World Cup. And then right after that, this poll went up where he essentially asked, he says, I will abide by the results of this poll.
What do you think
if he'll step down as the head of Twitter?
What do you think made him ask that question yesterday?
I think that he was meeting with some funders, some people potentially.
That's what the scuttlebutt is. And I'm not sure how much you can credit it, but some guy on Twitter said he said that Elon's pitch to the Saudis didn't go well, and they wanted somebody else put at the head of Twitter.
Yes, people don't know that the Saudi royal family has a huge investment in Twitter.
Well, they love free speech, so
huge investment in Twitter. Billions that they've put in, right?
Yeah. Well, Tesla stock just plummeting on a daily basis.
I mean, massively. That's a fun chart. Just search Tesla stock, and whether it's year to date, 1 year, 3 months, 6 months, 1 week, 1 day. It's a fun chart to look at.
Had this been like 5 or 6 years ago, they would have been more excited about that. But the bottom line is, and we said this, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and people got, some Elon Musk fans got very upset, which was like, when the car companies enter into this market, Tesla is in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm increasingly thinking like all this wacky stuff that he's been doing has been in advance of that and desperation.
100%. We were discussing this last week. As the luxury cars begin to develop their own, oh my God, as the luxury cars begin to develop their own electric vehicles like Porsche and Mercedes, he was desperate. He understands that Tesla is being propped up by that kind of like
just
that
first
rapidly
entry.
Deteriorating exclusive corner on that market. But yeah, we have the stock prices here, right? Bradley put that back up.
Well, I mean,
that's not very useful.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only, I mean, it looks like a big drop, but you're only talking about 5 points there over the course of a day.
But also the year to date in 6 months, 3 months, that's all massively down.
Yeah, Brianna Wu has been following it pretty much daily. So.
So back to Elon Musk tweeting out, should he relinquish control of Twitter? Let's put it back up. Should I step down as head of Twitter? First of all, like, what kind of business is it that you're running? It's a $44 billion business, right? Or, I mean, based upon what he paid for it. Mm-hmm. And his job is head of Twitter? Like what? Like honestly, like I don't like.
That was purposefully vague, potentially.
What does that mean?
Maybe he does.
Head of Twitter.
Yeah.
The boss.
Head of
CEO and owner.
Does it mean CEO?
He can't sell it. I mean, who's going to buy it from him at this point for a price that's not laughably low.
It's just such a weird phrasing. Head of Twitter. I mean, I imagine he knows, but you know what he's doing there. But it's just a very weird way of saying.
I don't know if that's.
He's just thrashing about. I mean,
As the saying goes, be careful what you wish for. You might get it. Honestly, yes.
Yeah, be careful what you.
I think people are pretty careful. I think people have really have made a careful assessment that he's not good for the head of being.
Yeah, be careful what you obligate yourself to buy as well.
right. That could
Do your due diligence.
look in the mirror when you say "be careful what you wish for," Elon Musk.
I will say this: that the worst thing about Elon Musk buying Twitter is that he's made it all about him. Like I go on and I haven't seen like any stories, like, you know, I use it to pull stories. I've seen so much fewer just like interesting things that I want to gauge, and it is all about Elon Musk. He has Trumpified in the most sort of like secular way, if you will, Twitter, by making it all about him.
He has no interest in the user experience. It really is essentially just, how can I make this a reflective of my user experience? And I know this might be controversial to say, but the second richest man on earth doesn't necessarily have the same experiences that the average Twitter user does.
In terms of what he tweets out. I mean,
No, in terms of his relationship with the site and what he wants to get out of it. And there's no understanding of what normal people want to get out of this. And even his tweets where he like brags about engagement, it's like he only has that's the only metric he seems to care about, is if more people tweeted about the France goal than ever before, second most engaged tweet or whatever he's saying. Like, cool, the site's unusable.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Has he tweeted since?
Just the thing about it's like all the people who want power, they're actually the least qualified to have it.
Oh yeah, so somebody wrote back. Yep, he already has a new CEO picked out. Elon will retire into being chairman of the board and tweeter. And he wrote, pop this up. No one wants the job who can actually keep Twitter alive. There is no successor.
Then what was
so wait a second. Why did you put the poll up? You know, this, and then he wrote a little bit later, you know what's just amazing? Like, you know how annoyed I would be if I invested $1 billion? And I guess, you know, maybe I thought I could burn that money.
That's the super fun part, is all like the investors who are like, hey, what, especially the Tesla investors, because there's a lot of serious money being lost there. Like, hey, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And then an hour later, he's sitting there getting progressively, I don't know, is he getting drunker? Is like
amped up?
Yeah.
something?
He's just walking around, pacing, reading the replies, waiting for the replies, still thinking about being booed. And then he writes, those who want power are the ones who least deserve it.
Wow, that's really thoughtful.
Says the guy who put himself in charge of several companies.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Does he, I mean...
He has no self-awareness. I mean, we were talking about how Kanye was going through a manic episode. He might, I mean, I don't know.
Is that possible that he has he doesn't realize what a self-own that is?
Yeah, I think he has no idea. I think it's a stupid man.
Yeah. Stupid.
And has he tweeted out since this?
Nope, that's it.
So he shut it down, and he's like trying to figure out, like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah. That's my guess.
You know what's a smart thing? If you're going to avoid, if you're going to completely ignore the poll results, you should do one of two things. You should be able to jerry-rig the polls. Or,
I was going to say, I thought we were going to wake up and the polls actually be like 80-20 in favor of Musk staying.
Or you don't put the poll up. Mm-hmm. That's pretty amazing.
His branding is like real of the site is really in jeopardy, because was like, I'm going to democratize it, which is why I'm taking a poll about whether I should be the head of it, and I probably won't abide by it. And also I'm going to be a free speech warrior, which is why we decided that we're like, Twitter support is going to ban links to sites that which they didn't quickly reverse, sites that
did reverse it. You know why they reversed it? because
unworkable, especially for like the right wingers who also use that stuff.
I mean, Matt
no.
Taibbi should be on this, right?
No, they reversed it because I think that they would have run afoul of antitrust laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were on that.
I think the FTC would have stepped right in. You know, they're just waiting for something like that. And
What's more controversial, Twitter taking down links to revenge porn that was stolen from Hunter Biden's laptop, or them saying unilaterally we're going to take down links to our competitors that might, and also links that might be critical of us, which is a more like substantive free speech issue?
well, I'll tell you what I would like to see. I would like to see the Twitter files, the archives of communications that went into that decision. I mean, wouldn't that be fascinating?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, a huge news story that they reversed so quickly. I wonder why.
They just deleted their own tweet. Twitter support.
Where's the Twitter files? Why don't we have access to that? Or is that coming? Who are they going to assign to that?
It's in part 85, tweet 743.
Are they going to put on who's going to,
I think, put Weinstein in there.
Don't you understand though, transparency? They're very interested in transparency for the previous Twitter regime, but now that the good billionaire's in charge, we don't need transparency.
I love using the word previous regime to cover for like genuine instance of a mad king in Elon Musk.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.